And welcome to another edition of the smAshlight. Today we'll be talking about Coney Barrett, senators, hacks, cosmology, biofeedback, and immunity. Yeah, kind of important subjects, which is why we're doing the smAshlights.
Trump made claims of fraud. And
first, let's talk about Coney Barrett. Now, you'll see all kinds of ridiculous and silly articles all over the internet today. This one features California Senator Dianne Feinstein talking about who knows what, but the article is from Scholar Activist, an activist group from Notre Dame. Let me read their tweets. Dear Judge Barrett, we write you as fellow faculty members at the University of Notre Dame. We congratulate you on your nomination to the United States Supreme Court. That is why it is vital you issue a public statement calling for a halt to your nomination process until after the November presidential election. Apparently, despite the fact that this has happened 29 times before, and 27 of the 29 times the justice was actually confirmed. In other words, when Obama's Merrick Garland pick was not confirmed, that was the exception, not the rule, because if you don't have a friendly Senate, you don't get to pick Supreme Court justices. That's just the way it works. So, yes. They ask she take this unprecedented step for 3 reasons, and I have no idea what the reasons are, and I don't really care, because what student activist groups say, I find utterly irrelevant. Let's talk about some other nonsense. She used an offensive term while talking about LGBTQ rights. Her apology was telling. I'm surprised she issued one, and she certainly should not have. But hey, nobody's perfect. Guess what she said? She said, sexual preference. Oh my God! LGBT activists have called it outdated, offensive, and a dog whistle. She must be calling for violence against LGBT folks, pardon the sarcasm, by saying sexual preference. I was pretty sure everybody has one unless you're asexual, which would mean you would have a sexual preference, but I better not say it, as I don't want our content to be banned. Perhaps share this ridiculous article from Vox on your Facebook. She used the term sexual preference. And then she apologized, so she didn't even realize that she'd said anything offensive. This is a dog whistle. The term sexual preference is used by opponents of equality to suggest that being LGBTQ is a choice. I'm pretty sure who you date is a choice. But in any case, apparently, Andrew Cuomo has released a book. Why he would do such a thing, I have no idea. But here at the Smash News Network, we've been a little bit critical of Andrew Cuomo. In fact, maybe we'll feature the governor from New York in our marquee. I don't even know what this article is about, honestly. I'm just so taken aback by the fact that he's got a book out. This is one of the worst people on the planet. He's essentially the world's leading mass murderer right now because of nursing home policies in New York. I guess you could say he's even more of a COVIDiot than Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. Which brings me to the COVID. Now, it's been hanging over my head for, who knows how long. And here at the Smash News Network, we weren't scared of the COVID. Sorry, COVID. I wasn't scared of you on January 23rd when I started covering you at smashamash.com/forum and creating a 30-page timeline about how scary and spooky you are. By the way, if you'd like to go around sterilizing the world, pick up one of our UV wands. You can pick it up at smashamash.com/affiliate. They're like $25. They take no batteries. They've got a magnetic base, so you can stick them to things. And it's got a loop here on the top, so you can hang it on your, you can hang it like as a necklace, and you can walk down the street like Flavor Flav and just swing that inoculatory, just go sterilize the world, folks. Sterilize the world. I mean, it'll make short work of this. See what I'm saying? smAshomash.com/affiliate. Get yourself a UV wand, yeah. And then you can just watch the COVID just fade away. Just fade away. It's pretty fragile, actually, if you weren't aware. So it turns out that antibodies provide long-lasting immunity. Now, I know there's all kinds of news sources that would prefer to tell you that they don't. Now, there are short-lived antibodies and very, very long-lived antibodies that appear to last years, possibly a half a decade, or maybe even more. So there's all kinds of different antibodies involved with immunity. If you want to read this article, it's available at scitechdaily.com, who has a great mix of nonsense and real science articles, fear-mongering, and solutions that are effective. Unlike lockdowns and mask wearing, two things completely COVIDiotic and ineffective. Let's talk about something else that's effective, biofeedback. Now, I just brought up a random article here from Mayo Clinic. Biofeedback is using some sort of an instrument, like whether it's your heart rate or your respiration rate or your skin conductivity or your blood oxygen content and so on. And you can actually control aspects of your body by using these devices. For instance, people who are paralyzed have figured out ways to increase the blood pressure in their legs that they can't even move, because that does things like prevent neuropathy. So in any case, biofeedback is a thing you won't see very much of because it doesn't involve selling you drugs and providing kickbacks to a doctor. So you may run into this problem. You need to know about your own health. And this is part of the reason why we've made smAshomash.com/affiliate. The first item on here is a pulse oximeter, as there's a global pandemic going on, sort of. You may be interested in what your blood oxygen levels are. Perhaps pick yourself up a Zacurate blood oxygen pulse oximeter. By the way, it's not made in China. It's not made in China like some things, okay? It's not made in China. It's made in Texas, okay? It's not made in China like Joe Biden's agenda. It's made in Texas, the USA, okay? Let's talk cosmology. There's some interesting articles here I'm going to briefly discuss. Astronomers find X-rays lingering years after landmark neutron star collision. Well, they thought that the neutron stars annihilated each other, and what do you know, there's X-rays coming out of empty space now. Why? Because the neutron star is still there. Gravitational waves are not a thing. LIGO is a complete fraud. They have no idea what they're measuring. I think Eugene and I should do a video specifically about LIGO and how it's complete nonsense. I know they definitely detected some WASPs, but the idea that they're detecting gravitational waves from neutron star collisions millions of light years away is just hilarious. But in any case, X-rays coming out of that empty space. What do you think, folks? There you go. Oh, whoops. Looks like there's still a star there. What do you have to say about it? And by the way, at least the article does admit toward the bottom that they don't quite understand how this could possibly be. It's because they don't understand the way stars emit radiation. The sun is not even understood. So let's make sure we study GW170817 because because the arrogance of mainstream astronomy is that, oh, we know how the sun works, case closed. We can't explain why sunspots are dark, but there's a mysterious nuclear dynamo inside there. What a joke. We only see heavy elements being created in the atmospheres of stars. But in any case, you may want to read that one. Yes, lingering X-rays found, for some reason. Says Troja, we're entering a new phase in our understanding of neutron stars. We really don't know what to expect from this point forward because all our models were predicting no X-rays, and we were surprised to see them 1,000 days after the collision event was detected. It may take years to find out the answer of what's going on, and part of it is understanding what's happening with the sun, as there's probably some sort of similarity between all these massive radio sources. Let's talk about another crazy radio source, magnetars. What's going on here? Temperature variations of millions of degrees, up to 1,000,000 degrees Celsius temperature variations on the surface of this magnetar, which is very, very cold at the South Pole, not quite as cold at the North Pole, and like 1,000,000 degrees Celsius hotter at the equator. And this is all based on modeling, but it all has to do with emission spectra and computer models. It's essentially using proxy data to figure out what an infrared map would look like, I guess you could say, of a special kind of neutron star known as a magnetar, and these are the most powerful magnets known in the universe. Let's talk about brown dwarfs. Is it Nibiru? Oh my God, it's Nibiru. I was just sitting here minding my own business, and then all of a sudden, holy cripes, Nibiru! It just came out from behind. Just kidding, folks. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Nibiru. It doesn't exist. If it did, we'd see it. Backyard telescopes would see it through occultation. Here's some radio observations detecting a brown dwarf. It's not in our solar system. It's like 200 light years away. It's BDR 1750 plus 3809, the first radio selected brown dwarf. And radio astronomy is sort of the way of the future. We're hoping somebody starts studying Deneb in radio frequency, as it is still in its quiescent state, at least last I checked yesterday. Let's check again. If you're not familiar with Deneb, it's otherwise known as Cygnus X3, the high-mass X-ray binary. And as you can see here, it's actually powered up a little bit since last week at this time. And you can see it's extremely cyclical, both on the daily scale and on the multi-year scale. It has a 4.79 hour periodicity, and it is the most intrinsically luminous object visible from Earth. It's not the brightest star, it's the brightest intrinsic star. And the distance of this object is disputed. It's believed to be between 1,800 and 37,000 light years. Yes, that's a pretty big margin of error. We won't talk cosmic rays today. But that was the end of our cosmology segment. We've got a little bit more stuff to cover here. Let's talk about hacks. You'll find them all over YouTube. And hack has various different definitions. We're not talking about the verb, like hack my computer. We're talking about hacks as a noun. Like a person who works solely for mercenary reasons. Party hacks. Political hacks disguised as news journalists. Science hacks disguised as real scientists on YouTube. A writer who works on order. A hack writer who writes for commercial issues. Also using it as an adjective. A hack journalist. A hack YouTube channel. Yes, hacks. Try to avoid them. As if you're viewing YouTube, you may find a lot of hacks showing up on your Play Next list. Speaking of hacks, Kamala Harris is a complete hack. I can't think of anybody more putrid and foul and vomit-inducing than Kamala Harris being chosen as Joe Biden's vice presidential pick, as she's a crooked cop that slept her way into the DA's office. And now she's one of the most foul and malodorous senators that I could possibly imagine. And as far as a criminal justice reform candidate goes, the worst possible choice, as she's admitted to intentionally keeping people in prison, despite there being exculpatory evidence. Yes, Kamala Harris, a full-fledged hack. Let's talk about another hack. Overreacher Joe Biden. Yes. Has Joe been getting some reach-arounds? I don't know, but I'm not really interested in receiving a reach-around from Joe. I would rather vote for the ghost of Aleister Crowley as vice president with the ghost of Liberace as president. I would have no problem viewing the State of the Union through a Ouija board. I would vote for a potted plant over Hillary Clinton. I was famously cited for quoting back then. And I would actually vote for SARS-CoV-2 before I voted for this COVIDiot. Quoted as saying, "Listen to the scientists, support masks, support a mask mandate nationwide, require masks in every federal building and facility, and interstate travel, and wear a mask while you sleep, and wear a mask while you ride your bike, and wear a mask while you're in your car by yourself, and wear a mask because it's totally ineffective." Just like Joe Biden's brain. Check out smashandmash.com/forum. Perhaps join our October contest. We won't tell you anything about it. Facebook.com/smashamash is also a thing. Yeah, Facebook. It's totally objective. Don't worry, folks. 2021 is not an election year. Maybe social media will return to a more normal state. If you don't follow us on Minds, you may not see the latest. Minds.com/smashamash. It's the future of social media, unlike, yeah, you get the idea. The Smash News Network highly endorses Minds.com. It's a hopefully growing social media network. If you don't follow us on Twitter, you may not see my latest meme, which is this one here. Comedy clubs booking Kathy Griffin. You see all those clubs booking Kathy Griffin? Yeah. By the way, we do stream regularly to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/smashamash. If you enjoy the content on YouTube, press like and subscribe over there. Visit our links. Visit the links below the video. Support the channel via the affiliate links and so on. If you're visiting the Teespring stores, use the promo code MANSA at checkout to save 10% on any orders through the month of October. We're also on BitChute. There's exclusive content there. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the SMASHlights. Allow me to vanish, as there's lots more stuff to do here at the Smash News Network.